guys, so today we have another casual video, even though I may not look very casual in the facial area because I just did like a lookbook thing, so that's why my makeup is out of control. Not really though, it's not that much. I'm just wearing fake eyelashes, which I never do, but today's the day. So anyway, I'm going to be talking about this topic, and I actually had planned a completely different psychology vlog type video, and I still am going to do that one, but I really wanted to talk about this kind of thing today because I read it and it was kind of like an epiphany moment for me after I read this, and it was from the cheesiest little article. Not a huge fan of the whole entire article, but it has some good points and it really made me think. Basically, the video is called Stop Feeling, and the reason being is you need to stop feeling so much. I mean, it's really, that's what it all comes down to, I think. I will be honest with you guys, I get seasonal depression really bad, and it's always in the fall and winter time that I am not the happiest person in the world, and I suffer from depression in that time. I don't take any medication for it or anything. It hasn't gotten, I mean, this year was pretty bad, so we'll see. It is spring now, and spring's my favorite season because it always signifies the end of the sadness for me, which sounds so depressing to love a season for that reason, but it is what it is. Basically, I follow life hacks on Twitter, which is just like a really corny type Twitter account. I'm just, you know, one of those guilty pleasure Twitter accounts like Uberfacts or whatever. So it's one of those kind of things where it posts random life hacks, and I think it was 10 simple ways to save yourself from messing up your life. That's what their little thing was. It had a picture, I believe, or it just said like the first line, and it said, stop taking so much notice of how you feel. And I read it in the car. I didn't really like think about it until later that day, and I was like realizing how much I actually pay attention to how I feel in every single situation. I always feel like I have to evaluate my feelings about a given situation and event, me going to the store. How do I feel about that? Like, am I sad today? Like, I just think about things so much, and those thoughts can just spiral out of control. I can look at the mess in my room and be like, wow, that's a huge pile of shit, and I gotta put it all away and do laundry and clean. And then it makes me like hate living here. I'm like, this room's so small. If I was in my apartment, it wouldn't be such a big mess, and it just spirals into like this self-loathing thing. It could be the smallest thing to trigger it, but it's like the self-loathing thing that occurs from that one thought of like, oh, I have a messy room today, and I think it's stupid. I just inventory all my emotions every single second of the day, and I never realized or stopped to think that I don't have to do that. I don't have to sit there and think about how I'm feeling, like my emotions. I can just live and see the world for what it is instead of seeing it and then taking it in and then evaluating it and then, you know, thinking about it and then feeling something about it. Like, I don't have to go through that whole process, that overthinking process, for just like a simple messy room or something like a, I don't know, something else, but just something that makes me nervous, or going to class. Sometimes I get anxiety about getting on and off a bus. Like, it's stupid, but for some reason I over-evaluate all my emotions. And I do have like social anxiety, kind of, not severe or anything, but yeah, sometimes the bus can be stressful for me. I mean, it's dumb for some people, but that's, you know, how I am. But I think it all comes down to me over-evaluating my emotions when I don't need to. I can just live life. I can literally see it for what it is in black and white color. I don't need to go into all this gray area emotional feelings about it. I can just take it in and live it and appreciate when something makes me feel good, and I don't have to overanalyze when something makes me feel bad. Now, I'm not saying that being an overthinker, well, that is bad, but I'm not saying thinking about your emotions and feeling them wholeheartedly is a bad thing. I've always been a feeler. I'm always an overthinker, and I'm an introvert. I'm so inside myself all the time, but I feel like every once in a while, even the introverts need to step outside of themselves, or the people who live so much inside their head need to step out and see the world differently and live it a little differently and stop feeling so much, you know what I mean? I am all for being a feeler. I would never change that about myself, But I think it's okay to let go of the little things that make you feel something. Like, just let them go because they're not important. Obviously, if it's something major in your life, you need to sit and evaluate your feelings then. Maybe not over analyze them, but you know, you can feel things. It's okay. I'm not saying stop feeling everything and just go around life ignorant and like not even caring about anything else, but living life. But you know what I mean? Just kind of stop thinking about your emotions in every second. You know, stop worrying about stupid things that have no significance, that will not matter 10 years from now. Because the more negative thoughts you have, the more negative life you're going to lead. I don't believe in if you think positively, positive things will come to you. I don't believe in that kind of thought process, like The Secret, in other words. I'm not 100% for that idea, but I do believe that if you're more negative minded, then you will see more negative in the world. It's not necessarily you're drawing it towards you with your aura, with your energy. I don't think you do that with your negative or positive mindset. But I do think you notice more negative things, and that causes more worrying and fear, and, you know, fear of the future and stuff like that. So I'm trying so hard, guys, and you guys should do this with me, because spring is a new season. We have 4 months until summer, and it's really, really time to change how I feel. I'm so sick and tired of being sad all the time, and I know that I can work on it myself without help. So I'm going to try that. Obviously, I'm studying psychology. I know if I need help, I'll get help. But I think I should try and stop, you know, and change my thought process first and foremost and see if that works. Because I'm not super depressed or anything. I'd call it like dysthymia, maybe mild. I feel like I should just continue living my life without thinking so much and being so much in my head and being more in the moment. And that is the number one thing that I want to do more than anything this spring to help change my mindset, is to be in the moment and enjoy things in that moment and really take notice of little things, you know, like if a good song comes on, or the weather's beautiful, or, you know, the sunlight is like perfect in my bedroom, which is around like 4:30, which is my favorite time of day because the sun in my room is gorgeous, or just, you know, my cat chilling on my bed, you know, that makes me happy. So just living for those little things, because those later in life become the big things that you look back and realize what made you happy. And you may not even remember the little things, but collectively when you think back to those moments, you'll think that you were happy because of those little things. That makes sense. We all have that little commentator inside our brain that comments and tells us how we should be feeling in that moment. And we can not listen to it, because if you want to be happy, you gotta stop telling yourself that you're miserable. And that's really what it comes down to for me as well, because in any moment, even if I'm happy, there's a little part in my brain that's like, oh wait, but you're depressed, you're sad, why are you feeling like this? It's so weird how my brain just does that, but it does. I don't know. Psychology for you. But yeah, we just need to stop listening to the things telling us that we're miserable. Obviously, this is not a cure for depression, or, you know, especially severe depression or anything like that, that needs medication and psychotherapy. But it's something that, you know, if some of us feel a little bit pessimistic about life or a little bit negative, hopefully this will help you and help me because I'm going on this journey too. I'm going to try it out and we'll see how it goes. But hopefully it helps change your mindset too for this spring. Another thing the article said is that most of this that we feel is imagination, because we have a limited understanding of what it really is, about what they feel about you, about what you feel about something. We don't have the whole picture. We don't know everything. So a lot of it, our mind fills in the blanks with our imagination, and that's when negative thought process comes into play, because we think someone else is thinking negatively of us or judging us, or we think we feel negative about something, but we don't really know the whole story. What's that sound? A wood chipper? Anyway, that's kind of my thought process for this video. What I mean by stop feeling. Stop thinking about how you feel all the time. Just let it go. Just let your feelings go and just live for the moment, in the moment. Take it in for what it is, in black and white. Literally just And I'll admit, one of my inspirations for this, it kind of came at the same time. Is that sound bothering you guys? This sounds really loud in here. I can't tell if it's a train or a street cleaner or a wood chipper that cuts grass, a lawnmower. Okay, it stopped for like a second, so we're just gonna go with the video. So I'm gonna admit something. Recently I've been watching Laguna Beach, and I know that sounds really random to be like an inspiration for something like this video, but it really was specifically Kristen Cavallari because, okay, so I know it sounds really stupid, but you get your inspiration where you get it. You can't really help it. Basically, it came around, I was watching it around the same time I read that you should stop taking notice of how you feel so much, and I realized how she lives her life. And obviously, I don't agree with all her decisions or anything like that, and I wouldn't, you know, recommend anything to be like her, but the way she views life, she doesn't stop to think about how she's feeling about something, really. And that can be a good and a bad thing, obviously. She didn't make the best choices in the show, but no judgment or anything. I do love her, and I love her in The Hills as well, which I'm watching all over again right now for the 4th time. But I just really noticed how she lived, and she just lived in the moment and just wanted to have fun. And I feel like I'm at that age where I just really need to do that because I'm running out of time. Not that my life ends when I'm like 30, definitely not. But I feel like I'm gonna look back one of these days when I'm 30 or 40 or 50 and realize that I wasted so much of my 20s being sad for no reason. And so I'm trying to change that. I'm trying to change my mindset. I've done it for a couple days now where I've just kind of like lived for the moment, and I've caught myself many times feeling stuff, catching myself thinking about how I was feeling, especially at night. It's like the worst for some reason when I'm like going to sleep, and I don't know, it happens, and it's going to happen, but I feel like I'm getting more control over it, and especially in the day, I can really just live for the moment and not focus on how I'm feeling about that moment. So I would try this out with me. It's not a new idea by any means. It's definitely not like a new theory, but it inspired me a lot to change the way I felt and thought. So I thought I'd share it with you, even if it just helps a few of you to help you be more positive in your life. Then it was worth making this video, but I just really wanted to share my passion about this idea because I do truly believe in it, and even though I'm a feeler and I feel things regardless, I just don't listen to it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know other topics you'd want me to touch on, psychology related or not, just things that happen in life. But give me some ideas for other like videos, you know, like this kind of chit chat type videos of nothing, basically. Just leave requests down below. I hope you enjoyed, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.